Passion is a word people often use without really understanding the meaning. It has been said to be an extreme interest in and a wish for doing. You know, I recently came across a definition I would love to share. It states that passion is the willingness to suffer for what you love and the conscious decision to give up enjoyable activities in order to focus your energy on what is most important. I am Jola, and you are tuned into Evolve with Jola. Welcome back. Most of us desire to become better versions of ourselves. We have a mental picture of the future of our dreams, but in order to achieve this, we must be driven enough to suffer some sort of pain and give up certain pleasures in order to make this dream a reality. Your passion becomes your driving force, pushing you closer and closer and closer to your dream. I'm happy to be discussing this topic with you today as it's a key component in evolving. Joining me in the studio today is an entrepreneur, a mentor, a youth and employment coach. She is Chioma George Ekeho. Hello Chioma, how are you doing today?
Jola. I'm fine, thank you.
Thank you for taking our time to come on the show today.
It's a pleasure.
You know, I just knew you were the right guest because you are someone that I know is so passionate about helping women find their passion. So today, of course, our topic is passion, and I would like you to tell us in your own words, what is passion?
Well, in my own words, I would say passion it's a strong inclination towards an activity, towards something that unleashes your creativity, something that you can invest time, effort, resources, and all that you've got into. Without passion, people can't give their all to whatever it is they're doing. So that's how I actually see passion.
All right. That's very correct, actually. Okay, for someone like me, I was lost. And there's still like 1,000 people out there that are still lost. You know, like my question is, how can one find their passion?
Passion can actually be internally triggered or externally triggered. For instance, some people are passionate on a job, even though that's not their natural inclination. I've been there, so I understand. I, for one, I'm kind of like an introvert, but because of the work I do, I get to speak with people, talk with people, because I just have to do that, right? So I remember when trying to start off a career, one job I said I just couldn't do and I didn't like doing was marketing. So even when I had a lot of offers, marketing jobs are everywhere, right? I would rather not go for marketing. But at a point, I had to do marketing. I was now externally triggered to be passionate about marketing, and I did well. So bringing it down to your question, how can one discover their passion? I take it to be that you're talking about their internal passion that is internally triggered. Well, there are several ways you can actually do that. Let's just talk about a few of them. Number one is something you find that you're naturally good at. It comes natural to you. It's something you love doing. You just find yourself, like I have a friend from when she was young, you know, she could stand in front of a mirror and just keep talking into the mirror. She could write, you know, there are things about, standing in front of people, talking, sharing stories and all that fascinates her. I have another friend I grew up with in the secondary school. She was intrigued about medicine. At age 5, she already knew what she wanted to do. So she loved everything about medicine. It's something she was really passionate about. She went on to study it till date. She's actually pursuing a career in medicine in the UK. So the first way to find your passion is something you have a strong pull towards, right? So another way you can get to discover your passion is actually through exposure. Through the media. There are certain people we see do things. There are certain people we read about, we hear about, and we're spurred on by their achievements, what they've been able to do, the impact they've been able to make in the lives of other people, and it triggers something within us, and you're like, something tells you, I should be doing this, or I think I can do something like this, or this is actually what it's as if, you know, there's an aha moment where you get to discover, this is a missing link, this is actually what I should be doing, right? So that comes when you are exposed to either someone speaking at a conference, a book you read, a movie you watch, or basically exposure. Another way you can get to discover your passion is through experiences. This is also one of the ways I've discovered my passion. Experiences can either be negative or positive. There are some experiences people have been through and they actually do not want any other person to go through that, and that triggers a drive within them to seek solutions. And they feel they have this sort of responsibility to ensure nobody else goes through this, right? Yes, so nobody else goes through this, so they are so passionate about it. They can give their all, they give their time, they give their resources, they can rally people around to get this. They are so passionate about it. We see someone like Nelson Mandela that was passionate about freedom for the blacks in his country, and that was triggered based on the experiences that they were going through at the time in South Africa. Also, positive experiences where you've been through something and you see a lot of people having to do without that particular thing. You're passionate and you know how beautiful their circumstances or their life could be because of that, and you take it upon yourself because there's a drive to actually want to see, or just like what you're doing with Evolve with Jola, right? You just want to see other people live their best lives because of what is done to you, because of how you feel having discovered your own passion. So I think I've mentioned quite a few. I'll just mention one more, which for me is the most important actually, because we can't actually know what we're capable of until we're connected to our source, our creator. I was done with school, my university degree, and I was quite confused about what to, the career path to go into. And at the time, I felt I wasn't really good at anything, because even this course I studied at school wasn't what I really wanted to do. I didn't really know what I could even do, right? And I started praying about it, and I got to understand my makeup, what I was good at. I got to see over time, it's as if I was taking on a tour of my life. I got to see a lot of things I was actually good at, things I could do, things people come to me for. It was as if I just had, I don't know how to explain it, but I just had a brief of my life that I was not aware of, and I knew, wow, so I could actually do this. So the experience I had was the fact that I studied a course I wasn't wired to study, and I had lived my life in other people's shadows all that while. So discovering the fact, for instance, I'm passionate about employment by design. I believe everyone has a job, a career, a business that they are best suited for, and they will do excellently well. Nobody is a dollar, nobody is without some creativity in them. I'm passionate about that because I've been through that experience where I felt I wasn't good at anything because in school I didn't really like math, so I didn't put in my best, and I wasn't really good at that. So when I discovered what I was good at, and I'm pursuing it currently, I'm seeing the reviews, I'm seeing people's life change. I just said, you know what, anybody that cares to hear, I'm going to let you know that you actually have something to give. Everybody alive has something to give. It's something I'm passionate about, and discovering it unleashes your passion. So that is one of the ways, and for me, like I said, the most critical, connecting with your source. He knows exactly what he put inside you and how best you can actually unleash that to serve other people.
To unleash your passion, you have to discover it first. So now, leading to my next question, if you're in a career path or a certain job, how do you move from just doing what you're doing because you feel like you should be doing it to something you are actually passionate about?
So I'm actually smiling because this is one thing I tell people that come in for advisory sessions at our company, and the truth is, they need to understand that a career or a job, let me just say a career, there's a difference between a career and a job. A job is just an activity you do and you get paid at the end of the day. But a career is a long-term pattern of work, usually across multiple roles. You're trying to build up towards being an expert in something, towards, if there's a vision basically that you're working towards. So most people have the wrong picture in front of them. They're probably involved in what they're doing, their jobs or their careers as it were, for the wrong reasons, either because of the pay is right, for prestige sake, they want to just have the title of working with a multinational or a particular company.
Pressure.
Or pressure from society, family, whatever it is, right? Or expectations from people around you. But the point is, for you to transit from that place of being externally triggered, right, to being internally driven with a passion, is when you actually have a vision, when there's something you're working towards. You know, our life is in phases, and it's as though our time from kindergarten to primary, secondary, university, masters or PhD is in preparation for our work life, which takes up most of our, you know, time. So people end up spending, say, 30 to 40 years working if you do the before retiring. So if you're going to spend that much time working, it would only make sense that you have a picture that you're working towards, a destination, something you want to build towards. That would, and if you actually look at what you're currently doing now, is that job going to sustain you for that long? Is that business going to sustain you for that long? So a vision is actually what transits you from being externally driven. What if the pay stops coming? Will the passion still be there? What if those conditions you've actually set for yourself that makes you give your best at that on that job is actually not there? Would you still be passionate about it? What if you don't get paid tomorrow on the job? Would you still be passionate about it? So it now moves from you just having a reason to work to having a vision for your work life. So that's how the transition can actually occur. It starts with a vision, a picture of a preferred future for your career or your business.
All right. Most of us, again, we know our passion, right? We go into it, right, for free. We put no charge to it. Now, how do we turn this our passion into money? How do we turn it into a source of income?
Monetizing it.
Yes, how do we do that? We need to learn to.
Yes,
because we
yes.
can't just be wasting our passion. If we're doing something, we're passionate about something, you should at least be getting something back in return. Exactly.
I was of this school of thought. That's why I'm I remember I started out what I'm currently doing in 2010, just as a passion, not being paid, you know, mentor young people, mentor young ladies on campus, those are just out of school, you know, meet with them, started a club for them. I was just doing it while I was looking for a job. I got a job, I was still doing it on the side. You know, a time came, the job was quite strenuous at the time. And then I was just starting to have a family. So I said, okay, instead of juggling everything, let me focus on this one, you know, getting out of a job for a while. Then I was going to come back. But I did that for for some years. I found out I could do a project, and at the end of the project, I have bills to pay. I think what jolts people to reality is after your passion has gone into play, the bills are there. You can't spend your whole life doing something that you need to still pay the bills, right? So passion helps you to give your best to people, to a cause, to an activity, to a job, in a business. You serve people better. You basically it unleashes your creativity. You go above and beyond because you're passionate about this. But if you're going to spend your time, because time is life, if you're going to spend your time doing all that, there should be something you get in return. Life functions on a give and take, invest and reward system. You sow, you reap. So having that, it occurred for a while, and my husband had to tell me, Madam, you have to rethink this project that you're currently doing. At that time, I was just doing it as a project, and it grew to the point where I can actually start a business with it. But even in the business, I felt funny charging people because I'm like, I'm trying to help people, But the truth is, every business is out there to help people. Yes. Solve a problem, meet a need. The bottom line is you are there to help people.
Very true.
So I had to do a lot of mind shift on that. You don't need to feel bad to charge. When you should feel bad is when you're not giving value, when you're not giving a good service. So how do you
Yet
now
you're charging.
Yet you're charging, and I see a lot of people do that. They charge a lot, but they don't have the content. They're not even passionate about it, right? So how do you now transit? Number one, you have to understand that your passion is a service to the group of people that you're actually meeting their needs. Like I said, every business is in existence to meet a need or to solve a problem. Even if you're working in an organization, you are there, filling up a job role because there is something you have to offer that adds to the general to the processes in that to actually deliver a service or a product to a group of people, a market share or something like that. So that understanding has to be there. Having the right mindset and seeing your passion as a business. That way you now have to go and learn, have basic understanding of what it means to run a business. There are a lot of thought leaders that teach on how you can actually translate your passion to profit, but it starts with you understanding that your passion is a service you're giving and you should be getting something in exchange
For it.
Yeah.
Passion is very critical to success. Most people along the line, they lose steam. There are certain factors we have to be very watchful for. We need to watch out for them because they kill passion. What are these things we need to watch out for, to be careful about?
Okay, there are quite a number of them. I've actually had my own fair share of losing steam along the way. So I'll just mention, quite a few of them. The first, I'll say, I mentioned it before, not having a vision, not having a destination clearly defined. It's not vague. You're not wondering, I can't just up and go to the airport and say I want to travel and I don't know where I want to travel to. I would be confused, even though I'm excited about traveling, but I will be confused when I get to the airport because there are a lot of airlines going in different directions. I need to be clear about where I'm going to. If I'm not clear, if my vision is not clear, I get easily distracted, and that brings us to the second killer of passion, which is losing focus. You get to see a lot of people doing different things and they are seemingly doing well, right? As they always say, the grass is always greener on the other side. They're doing well and you're like, oh, maybe I should do mine like this. They could be in the same industry or in the same field in line with what you're doing, but they are doing it in a different way, totally different from the way you are meant to do yours. So you get off track and you find yourself doing some other person's, running with some other person's strategy and all. Along the line, you get tired. For them, they're doing it with ease, but for you, you find it hard and you can lose steam with that. Another thing that kills passion is when you have the wrong crowd, wrong people around you. Sometimes, most of the time, we're passionate about something. The people, especially people closest to us, they don't see that thing. They don't understand what you're saying. You see it. I can imagine what the people closest to Thomas Edison will be thinking about him when he was so passionate about the electric bulb and all.
They must have thought it was crazy or something.
Crazy. But you're like, you don't see what I see. Just wait, right? Even the Wright brothers, they an idea just popped and they became so driven and passionate about the fact that man could fly. You can imagine what was going, even their parents, I'm sure their parents were like, you had better stop playing with those things that you're doing and come do some house chores and all that. So what kills passion is having the wrong people around us that don't understand what we're going through.
Or what we can see.
Well, what we can see, because it always starts with the mind, but you have to be dogged about it. Then another thing that kills passion is when you don't have the right discipline. Whether you're internally triggered or externally triggered, right? Maybe when you're passionate about something, the truth is, on our journey, we are always going to face obstacles. If I'm depending on people to always pump me up, make me feel good, you're doing the right thing, and I'm not internally motivated, I don't have the drive, the grit, I don't have the discipline, because sometimes we don't get to achieve, and when we don't achieve, we are deflated. But it's not because what you're pursuing is not right, or it's not what you're meant to pursue, or it's not the right passion. It's just because you don't have the character to drive that thing you're passionate about. These are some of the things that can kill passion. You start something, you don't have the discipline to continue, you don't have the grit to continue, even when there are obstacles. You have your mindset shut, and that's another thing, mindset. You have the a mentality of it can't be done. Am I sure? You're always depending on people to affirm you. I would always say the first person to sell you or sell what you do is you. So you have to first of all have a meeting with yourself and decide that whatever I face, this thing is going to get done. So that's some of the killers.
Okay. Chioma, how do we feed and nurture our passion?
Different passions thrive in different climates, right? So we need to first of all identify the people, the right resources, the information, the trainings, the exposure, and even the environment that can feed that passion. Not everything, not every information counts, especially when you're in pursuit of a particular passion. Not everybody counts or matters at every point in time in your life, especially when you are pursuing a particular passion. Not every environment can actually feed your passion. Someone would want to become an astronaut. It's a passion. You and I know the person has to go study outside the shores of our country, right? So that's what I mean by environment. You need to find out the environment that would help you build that passion, infuse the other ingredients you need, the people that would speak into your life, the mentors, the coaches, the trainers, the comrades, that the people that will cheer you on, that actually are on that same journey with you. Because we also need partnerships. We're in the era where partnerships drive vision, drive passion, and then the right resources. It's not every video, it's not you watch, it's not every training you go for. I would always say this, right? If you're going to pursue a career, you first of all don't go getting certifications. You have to first of all identify the career you want to pursue, right? And you have a plan, you have a vision, you have a strategy and all. You don't just go getting certifications because everybody is getting certifications because they're just graduated out of school. The same goes for your passion, right? You don't go getting every kind of training. You have to identify the specific kinds of trainings that you need to feed that and grow that passion. For instance, the kind of information I go for are streamlined. It actually gives you focus. It actually helps you sift through the myriad of information online, especially at this point in time. You actually know what you're looking for. So it's not every webinar or Zoom call you jump in on. Identify the ones that speak to your passion and would help you drive it.
This has been an expository session in the studio with you, Chioma. I hope everyone out there is able to pick up from the path they are following now towards achieving this dream to their passion. They are able to figure out what their passion is, they're able to nurture it and avoid every environment, avoid people that try to kill their passion. Thank you so much, Chioma, once again for coming on this show. Do you have any final words for us, please?
Well, my last word will be that every one of us, every individual has something unique about them, something they are passionate about, that if you discover it, it's going to unleash your creativity, it's going to help you live your best life yet. And the truth is, there are a group of people that are actually waiting for you, yes, you, to discover your passion, give your best towards it, and then you would find fulfillment and be able to impact the lives of a lot of people that you are called to impact. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I hope everyone was able to pick a thing or two from what our guest has said, and now going towards the part of your passion. Till we see you again next time, of course, I am Jola, and this has been Evolve with Jola. Don't forget, you can reach out to me on our social media platforms, of course on Instagram @_Evolve with Jola, on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube on Evolve with Jola. You can also check out our website on www.evolvewithjola.com. Bye.